under, that's A. Under B, invocation and pledge. Everybody please stand. Mr. Milo.
Let's pray. Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for the folks here that serve our community and give of their time. We thank you for them. We thank you for the decisions they make and help keeping Los Fresnos on the right track and for all the good that we do. Continue to bless Los Fresnos in all that we do, and we thank you for today. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Under item C, visitors' remarks, Ms. Jackie, you've given me a form that says Mr. Rogelio Nunez has signed up. Mr. Nunez, welcome. Please approach the podium and make sure the red light is on, because everybody that's watching you on the internet wants to hear you.
Okay. Well, good evening, members of the CDC, members of the city. My name is Rogelio Nunez, and I'm one of the workers at the Narciso Martinez Cultural Arts Center Conjunto Festival. So I put together a very brief, sort of a lot from observation, which I happen to observe a lot while I'm there, and just give you some highlights of what we did. First of all, it was successful. I mean, we didn't have any glitches whatsoever, no anything to worry about, as they say. The city always functions well, which we're thankful for, the PD, the Public Works, the support we get here. You know, I can't find it anywhere else. I can guarantee you that. So for that, we're grateful. This year, we actually spent some money, you know, which, not that we have all that money, but we did raise money. We doubled our media outlets. You know, we actually, the outreach, we went beyond the RGV. We went to Kingsville, we went to Raymondville, we went to Alex, we went to Austin. We were on 2 radio stations. I was live on one of them. And so we really did a lot of work on outreach. Best guesstimates, I would say it's about 2,500 people that showed up for the 2 days. You know, again, we're not, as they say, getting to that mark perhaps that some people may think, which is, you know, is it going to increase? After 8 years here, 25 in San Benito, I think we're where we're at. We're steady. We can sustain it. I've included a few numbers in there in terms of demographics. Talking to Mr. Juarez earlier, it is an older crowd. You know, you can tell. You know, at 10 o'clock Friday, 10 o'clock Saturday, it starts thinning out. You know, in terms of people have been there for 4 or 5 hours, and they're ready to go home. And so it's not like we brought one band just as a highlight, which is very well known throughout Texas, draws crowds everywhere. They're Conjunto band. They're the sons of a pioneering Conjunto person, Rubén Naranjo, his son, and he's been at it for 30 years himself. He didn't pull that crowd that was an expected thing. You know, in other words, we thought that, well, this guy's going to draw, and we paid a little extra for him because he is pricey. But the crowd that was there was already there. And we couldn't figure it out. I mean, I talking to different folks, and it's like we couldn't see like 100 more people came in, but it's steady. You know, by 9 o'clock, 9:30, if nobody's come in to pay at the door, that's going to be it. You know, but on the other hand, I'm not being negative about things. That's where we're at. That's where this music's at. We're not competing with anybody. Okay, we never from the get-go. We never, because we are unique. We are different. We stay to the tradition. For the first time, there was not a single band that played a song by the founding father of this music, Narciso Martinez. That's important. They didn't play one. So these bands, this is the next group of bands. The forefather, I mean, the ones that are founded, they're all gone except Ramiro Cavazos, who's 98. That's the last. There isn't any more pioneering musicians. These are the ones that come next, and they're already in their 40s and their 50s and some into their 60s. So there are things, and I'm trying to work on a larger documentation piece to kind of work with other folks that I work with to kind of let us know that it's okay. I mean, if we're getting older, we're getting older. There's no doubt about that. And we can't sustain ourselves beyond certain hours at an event. There are things going on around the valley. Like I said, we're not competing. Brownsville had Rio Fest. They drew 6,000 people, 6,000. They brought in La Mafia, they brought in Signo, they brought a country western band. I don't have numbers for the San Benito 9-week country western. Well, I call it a country western because 80% of their presenters were country western. but they draw a crowd as well. And there is, again, something that I'm thinking more and more about a country western perspective, that some folks are following that scene. Many of these places that play conjunto also are bringing in a country western band to try to see if they can draw in two different genres. It's a real important site for me in terms of the work that I do and the research that I do. Bad Bunny, who you may know already, is going to be the headlining band for the 2026 Super Bowl. Okay, there's a group called Frontera who has recorded with Bad Bunny. They're from Edinburgh. They're popular on both sides of the border. They're going to be playing in the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville this coming weekend. That tells you a lot. It tells you that once they play there, they're going to start moving around and other, play us some country western music. They don't play strictly conjunto. That's the other thing too. They play kind of a different genre of music, and that's fine. We're not arguing what they do or don't do. But the fact of the matter is that we have, that kind of population in the valley. We're 1.5 million people, more or less. Cameron County is at 450,000. Brownsville is 180,000. And to say that if I could find, we could say maybe 10% of all that comes to our festival here, that's not the case. About 42% are coming from outside the RGV, which is great. We draw that Houston crowd. It was strong again, and they came in early and they set up their chairs and so forth. I put a little note there. There's a group coming out of McAllen, La Lomita, which is a dance hall that started by pioneering guy Pepe Maldonado about 15 years ago. They are now organizing amongst themselves to make events. There's about 40 that make our event. They go to San Antonio, they go to Las Vegas, and they get together and they talk to each other and say, we're going in mass. And they have a little section there at the Memorial Park, which is kind of their place when they arrive at the festival. So other than that, there's some, like I said, there's some comments made there. Obviously, it's all subjective. I don't have a calculator, but after doing all this work for so many years, I pretty much can tell you, who's what, who's where. I know we spent more money. We were always hopeful that we're going to draw more folks. A side note again, the Los Fresnos kids do tremendous, but it's always been the pattern. It was the pattern in San Benito. The parents come and see the kids. Once they're playing, the kids get off, and the parents go with them, and they don't stay. That's okay. I mean, that's the way it is. And they're not going to stay for the festival. They're not going to stay to dance. We always get the same question asked: do the parents have to pay? Because, and the argument would be, well, yeah. Everywhere I go, when my kids were in band, I had to pay. But we say no. They can come in, but not all the parents go. There's about 40 kids that participate from both schools. They do great. Juan Longoria and Mr. Castillo. And they're great to see these kids. It's important that they continue playing this music and learning it. But they draw what they draw, and then at that point they leave, and that's the way things are. So other than that, again, you can read that. If you got any, I know you can't make comments tonight, but you can always call me. We can always have conversations. We can always talk. I'm always open to listening to see how we can, one is maintain it. And let me tell you that out of the group that works to put this together, there's 4 persons that no longer participate for different reasons. Some is age, some is health. Some of you know Dr. Ramon de Leon. He no longer, he's good, but he's not going to make these events. Cosme Cerda, who was very active with us, unfortunately, he's got some serious health issues. He's not going to be here. Cheto, Cheat, all those folks that we, about a dozen of us that get together, 4 of those are no longer going to be coming around to the event or to participate in the festival. And that's the way it's going to be. So hopefully I can last till next year. A ver, no sé. Who knows that? If anybody knows, let me know. But other than that, I want to again be very thankful to everybody from the city, from the EDC, and from, again, it goes clockwork. It's really, you're nervous, I get nervous, but at the end of Saturday night, I was like, okay, now I can go get some beer at the room. I went and got some beer, had some beer, talked to some friends. There's a friend of mine that comes in every year, Dan Margolis, who's a PhD historian, but who's very active in all these events. He comes and he gives me all these comments. He says, I see this, I see this. He holds a film festival in Blanco, Texas, which is coming up the first weekend of December, which is another event that's also participation is from an older roots country western music. Not the George Straits, but it's the root music. They play violin, they fiddle. He brings in groups from Mexico. It's a great weekend. It's a great week. I've attended and going again in December, the first weekend of December. But so anyway, just thankful for everybody. I said it was healthy. The PD works tremendously. The public works tremendously. So I have no complaints other than, again, being grateful for what Los Fresnos can do and do with us. So we'll hopefully see you sooner I see some folks are kind of trekking towards San Benito to find a dance place. I'm not going to say names, but it is a nice evening on Saturday nights. So thank you very much.
Thank you for your time and your effort, Mr. Nunez. Moving on to, any other speakers, Ms. Jackie? Okay, moving on to action
D,
items under one.
action items under
Consideration
one,
and action
consideration
to
and action to approve the
October
minutes
6th
of October
2025. 2025. Are contained in the packet.
I'll make a motion to approve the
I'll make a
minutes from
motion to
October
approve the
6,
minutes from
2025.
October 6, 2025.
Second. One second.
There's a motion and a second.
There's a motion and a second. We approve the minutes of
October 6, 2025. Questions, comments, discussion. That being the case, all in favor, say aye. All in favor, say aye. Ayes have it, it's unanimous. Ayes have it, it's unanimous. Action item D2. Action item consideration and consideration and to acknowledge September 2025 financial report under A, year-to-date report and C, sales tax report. Mr. Miles.
Yes, sir, on page, eight, you see the list of checks. You see the list of checks, there's disbursements, 15 of them. Total of $66,000. I mentioned in my notes that Mario Alberta, Mejia Jr., there's four of them there for the pool work that was done. Work that was done, really good. Finished, it looks really good. And then one, the final payment for the street construction that we participated in. Page 9 is summary for the year. Summary for the year. Our budget for sales tax was $670,800. We were $9,409 short of that. 22 cents short of that. Pretty good. 98.6%. And then expenditures. The same budget. Well, the total budget of $685,200. We are under that by $113,510. We'll have about $100,000 to a rainy day fund, which is always have that. As we go down the road. Who knows what's needed. The next page 10. We had a good month. We had a good year for the end of the year. 14.52% increase over last year in sales tax receipts. It's a little over $60,000, almost $61,000. And that brought our year-to-date, sales tax receipt at 4.38%, increase, $27,736.83 above last year. So very good year as far as finance and sales tax.
Thank you, Mr. Milo. Any questions for Mr. Milo? Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion for the consideration and action technology September 2025 financial report. B, year-to-date report. B, year-to-date sales tax report. C, sales tax report.
I'll second the motion.
There's a motion and a second that we acknowledge the September 2025 financial report as outlined by Mr. Milo under A monthly, B year-to-date, and C sales tax report. Any questions, comments, discussion? That being the case, all in favor say aye. Ayes have it, it's unanimous. Under action item D, consideration and action to approve a signed grant for Busy Bubbles laundromat located at 680 East Ocean Boulevard, Suite 6.
Mr. President, board members, the Incentive Grant Committee met regarding the signed grant listed business located at 680 East Ocean Boulevard, the Busy Bubbles. We received three quotes. The lowest quote was for $2,700 to create paint and signs. Committee voted to approve. CDC's portion will be half of that, $350. Motion passed.
Okay, and that was awarded.
Creative paint and signs. In the amount of $2,700. CDC's portion will be $1,350.
Okay, the committee met, recommending we approve the lowest bid from Creative Paint and Signs in the amount of 2,700. CDC portion is 1,350. Do I hear a motion? Do I hear a motion?
I'll motion to approve the Busy Bubbles Laundromat for the portion of 1,350.
There's a motion and a second. There's a motion and a second that we approve Creative Paint and and signs, I'm sorry, I couldn't read my own writing. In the amount of $2,700, our portion being 1,350. Any questions, comments, discussion? That being the case, all in favor, say aye. All in favor, say aye. Ayes have it, Creative gets the bid. Under the bid. Action item, consideration and action to approve a sign grant for Glam Hair and Beauty Studio located at 218 Arroyo Boulevard, Suite A.
Yes, sir, Mr. President and Board. Yes, sir, Mr. President and Board. Incentive Grant Committee met regarding the sign grant for Glam Patisserie Hair and Beauty Studio. That'll be located at 218 North Arroyo Boulevard. We received two bids. One was for creative paints and signs in the amount of $1,390. City's portion would be half of that, which is $695. Committee voted and made the recommendation.
What was the bid, 1,000? The bid,
It was for $1,390. CDC's portion would be $695.
The committee reported that they recommend creative sign be awarded their lowest bid of 1,390, which the CDC portion would be 695. Any questions? Discussion? Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion that we consider an act to approve the sign grant for Artistry Hair and Beauty Studio in the amount of $1,390. CDC portion being half of it, would be $695.
I'll go ahead and second that.
There's a motion and a second. Creative signs bid in the amount of 1,390. Our portion would be 695 for Glam Hair and Beauty Studio. Any questions, comment, discussion? That being the case, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Have it, it's unanimous. Under action item D5, consideration and action to approve a website for the community. Mr. Marlon, would that be you, or Mr. Rosas?
That's me. Thank you. I think the best way to summarize this is we want a big boy. We've utilized a page off of the city to direct people there. There's nothing wrong with that. But as we grow, we need a website of our own that we can have something that businesses go to. Going through the city webpage, and so turn to page 27 in your book if you can. Go over a few things there. Be a modern, responsive ADA compliant municipal website with up to 15 pages to be able to utilize business opportunities, available sites, workforce data, and just community resources, all the things that we do. Not only but quality of life things too, because businesses look at that favorably as well when they want to locate here. Also, we can use it for some of the training and the things that Jeffrey's doing with Business Circle. I was going to say Circle of Life. I think that's something. Anyway, we can utilize that. Use that as a resource. Photography and videography included to showcase our community. Not just words. Pictures say Pictures are worth 1,000 words. Pictures are worth 1,000 words. Is that what it is? Not good with my. Not good with my. But you understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? A story. It says a story. That's very important. And I think that's very important to have that. Shows our workforce. Shows our workforce. Quality of life. And then of course. Professional portraits. Professional of our EDC leadership. Of our EDC leadership. Showing the transparency. Showing the transparency and who you are. And our business community and perspectives want to see that and see who the players are that dealing with as they come in and invest in our community. So goes into graphics as well. There's all kinds of things that we can do on a page. If you'll turn to page 28, it shows there $79.95 would be a one-time cost to set this up. And then an annual fee would be the website hosting, management, and the website management of $2,200 for a total of $2,200. The only recurring charge. The initial charge would go away, $79.95. We think it's something important. It's something important to do, and so that's our recommendation.
Any questions? Any questions? Discussion? Comment? Or Mr. Mylum?
Who would be responsible? Who would be responsible for keeping up with the website? Who would be involved? And who would be involved in inputting information into the computer? Somebody's got to be the computer, right?
Good question. Triggers is the company that will manage it, but Jeffrey will feed them that information as well as me, but mainly Jeffrey and the company will be responsible for
So
doing
we
that.
plug into the website and City of Los Fresnos, whatever title we give it, and we should be able to see things about Los Fresnos.
Correct.
About,
And they'll work to make it, we'll give them the data and then they'll make it look professional and, because that's what they do. So, yeah, it'll be mainly Jeffrey, myself some, and then their management staff will actually do the work.
and he has a staff?
No, I say Triggers.
Oh,
The
okay.
website company
Oh, okay.
will actually do it.
On the annual fee?
Yes.
It's gonna be the 400 and 1,800, or is it
Yes.
just both of them together for the
For a
annual fee?
year.
There's a hosting fee that everybody pays for a website, and then there's a management fee where they do what Leo, Mr. Casanova is saying, who would actually help oversee it instead of, Jackie has to do all of that on ours, basically, on the cities, and she wears other hats, and so the management company actually doing the stuff will be a big help.
So we get information about what's going on with the city. Can we plug into that website? Or, like, for example, football, athletics with the school, playouts. We get that information, just more like
Yeah,
neighborhoods that are popping up and where to buy houses or.
you want to do more to attract business.
Oh, okay, I see.
Now, doesn't mean that we can't sometimes include the school because it's important to people to locate here as well, but that'll be very small part. It'll be more your economic,
More along our mission statement.
what property sites could be available, what rental sites are available, the demographics of Los Fresnos, the population of Los Fresnos, the area around what we call our trade area, which a lot of businesses look at Los Fresnos as, oh, you're only 8,000, 8,500. I can't put my business here, but we go, no, our trade area is 35,000. Oh, well, let me see that. And so that information will be on there.
Do you have a projected time frame once the approval is processed on this?
I think, Did it say a time frame, Jeffrey?
I think they'll be as fast as we are. Their
Three
speed
to
is
6 months, I
dependent.
think.
Says there 6 to 8 weeks from the start of the project to completion of the project.
There you go.
That's what.
I think the speed in which we provide them information is relative to the speed that they'll be able to put it together. But my comment as to this whole issue is, we don't have to go dig holes, look behind doors, or do anything like that to get material, because we already have a lot of material. We paid Red Coach for all the demographics, all that information, that's available. We have the rodeo. We have events that occur, the Narciso Martinez Festival. We have other festivals. We have a #1 school district. So it's not gonna be a lot of work for us to give them information. So I think it's relative, but the most important thing about this effort is we've been throwing leaflets and putting signs up in places and hotels and stuff. We need to stop with slingshots and start using cannons. And the cannons, I mean, are big cannons that are on the internet. That's where you have the reach. If we are gonna find somebody that wants to contribute to our community, I don't think, and I'm not putting Olmito down or Laureles or any of these little towns, but we're not gonna find them there. We're gonna have to reach out to the big cities. And we're gonna have to ring a bell and maybe get a 2x4 and hit them on the side of the head and say, hey, here we are. And they go, oh, wow, look at this. Okay, so that's, I think this is very valuable, and I think it's money well spent. And I'm all for it for those reasons, because I think this thing is ripe and ready to go. So those are my thoughts on it. Anything further, Mr. Milo? Any further questions, comments, discussion? Do I hear a motion? Do I hear a motion?
I'll motion to approve the website for the Community Development Corporation for the one-time fee of $7,995, and then the annual fee of $400 for the website hosting, and $1,800 for the website management.
I'll second that.
There's a motion. There's a motion. And second, we approve the website from Triggers as indicated by Mr. Milo. Any questions, comments, discussion? That being the case, all in favor, say aye. All in favor, say aye. Ayes have it, it's unanimous. Ayes have it, it's unanimous. Now, we're on number 6 now. We're on number 6 now, correct? No. No. Okay, under action item number 6, consideration and action to approve social media production. Video production. Mr. Milo? Mr. Milo, is that Mr.
That
Rovet,
is
you, or
still
is that
me.
Mr. Rovet?
That is still me. If you'll turn to page 30, if you'll turn to page 35, this project includes 2 proposals, but we decided to go with the one to see how it goes. And then on page 35, you can see video packages, option A, social media version. What this would be is 8-episode video series, filmed in a casual, mobile-first style, ideal for TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Short-form storytelling highlighting businesses, events, and opportunities. Quick turnaround designed to engage the community where they spend time daily. It includes the pre-production, creative planning, boarding and scheduling, coordination with the featured businesses and stakeholders, short list of development location planning to be sure that it comes off good. Deliverables, 8 fully edited, platform optimized episodes, 2 to 4 minutes each. Branded intro, outro templates for consistency so that we say the same message about Los Fresnos. And it'll probably be something along community with opportunity. But so we get that brand that Los Fresnos is. Social media ready formats so that it can be put on those different platforms. And royalty-free music has to be used because of licenses and graphics. There's a lot of rules and regulations. You can't just put any video with it and play the music because there are copyright laws. Mr. Peterson did one video for us that we will use as part of our platform as well, circulating, but this will be some of them will be with business, some of them might be the school district and maybe football or basketball or volleyball or who knows what. Maybe some will be with the chamber and some of the events that they put on. We'll just have to decide those different 8, and they'll do it over a period of time. And that price, if you can see, that price is $59.95 for those 8 videos. And we think it'll be something to help us push Los Fresnos and get it out there. Also probably help Jackie get to 10,000 viewers on her Facebook. We're 195 last week. It's now 180 away. That's my comments unless you have questions.
Mark, is this for the city of Los Fresnos or for the CDC portion?
CDC.
So it's for the
CDC to push business and business development.
Okay, I think this is a great idea. I think now, this day and time, social media is very important to be able to get to the next level, what we really want to do. I guess my question is, how are we going to continue to maintain it? Since this is 8 videos only, what comes next as far as maintaining this platform?
We'll just have to see, as we do the 8 and we use them at different times of the year, at some point they'll get stale and we'll maybe need to do some. We'll supplement from the things that we already do in our events, and Jackie does really well with businesses that a new business comes in, and we'll still do those kinds of things, but we'll supplement it with something like this from time to time.
And who are you guys using for this production and the crew and all of that?
Triggers
It's also
is the
Triggers?
same company that is hosting the website.
Okay.
They're out of Elsa or McAllen. And so,
Do you guys have, like, who else have they worked with that maybe we can take a look at to see what their work looks like? Do
Do you
they
know
work
that?
with the other EDCs as well, or? Okay. Okay, awesome.
Is there data to evaluate success of these programs? Have they been tried in other cities?
Yes, there's actually an example there.
come over here.
I did research, and they're out of Edinburgh, and I know they have an office in San Antonio, and they're working in New York.
There you go.
And generally speaking, and then this is just from my experience, these websites, the people not only create it for you, they also give you feedback. They'll come back and tell you, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jeffrey, they'll tell you, look, you got 1,000 hits. About 10 of them were negative, so we kind of looked at those, and they'll bring them to your attention, but they'll tell you, they can tell you what area of town you're hitting, they can tell you what your audience is, the age, maybe the age bracket, and the economic level of the people that are listening, and at least that's my experience with websites and videos.
Can you go to Mission? Is that Mission? Yeah. Oh, that's right.
They have a branding. This one's called Mission Gems, correct? Right.
I got it backwards, it says bike and hike, instead of hike and bike.
Got an idea.
Right. Yeah, click on the one that has on the social media one.
Border Theater, Brian House, or Incredible Bowl. Here on page 33.
Yeah, click on one of those. It may be the short form.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
And that one is, to promote, they have a theater. What better thing to do than to promote something that you don't have those like that anymore around. You have the big theater where you have 16 different theater rooms. This is unique, and so they're pushing that as this is who we are as a city. Similar things we can do with different things that we have. So that's just a few examples.
Any further questions, comments, discussion on the social media video production? Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion for the consideration and action to approve the social media video production for the amount of $5,995.
I'll second that motion.
There's a motion and a second. There's a motion and a second. We approve video production, social media video production by Triggers in the amount of $5,995. Any questions, comments, discussion? No. That being the case, all in favor, say aye. All in favor, say aye. Have it. It's unanimous. Item D, action item D, consideration and action to partner with Workforce Solutions for a high-demand job training grant program delivered through Texas Southmost College.
I'll start. Jeffrey might need to jump in, and Ricardo Trevino here, also with TSC. If you'll remember, I don't know how many years ago, 5, 6, prior to COVID, I think, or maybe it was after COVID. Was it after? We did a training program, and we used the old fire and EMS station as training for that. And we, there's a $300,000 150 in, and had a grant for 150 to do training, and we did electrical, I think. I remember right. Maybe some safety training. So this is a similar program. Look on page 45 of your book. We're looking at two areas. One's a patient care technician program. And if you'll see there, the idea is to have three different classes of 13 students each, about 39 students there. And then the NCC EER pipe fitting level 1, and 3 classes, 16 each. So I think that's 48 students that would go through different programs. Of course, the patient care technician can go to any hospital, nursing homes, rehabilitation centers, pretty much anywhere anywhere.
And then also
that gives them the foundation to go into the LVN, maybe the LVN, maybe RN, or go into an RN, if people want to go into radiology and all that radiology and all that other stuff, where classes, takes much more classes. It just gives them an introduction into nursing and what nursing and what it could be for them. More of an entry level, place. The pipe fitting's the same thing. The pipe fitting's the same thing with Bechtel is the big company that's working with the LNG plant next decade. They're working currently on phase 1, 2, and 3. Phase 1, 2, and 3 recently got funded. They recently got funded. I think 6 is around the corner. 6 is around the corner. So those jobs are going to be around for a long time. That doesn't even count. That doesn't even count that other LNG plant that is still out of the picture, possibly happening. So pipe fitting here in the valley is going to be, but they also can be stuff that can go out of the valley. That can go out of the valley if someone chooses to go out of the valley. The next page that I wanted to go to is page 49. 46, I'm sorry, shows all the different certifications that they could get. CPR, CNA, EKG, patient care technician certification, on the NCC ER pipe fitting, the core certification, level 1 certification, OSHA certification. Some of these, if you'll recall, when we were doing the other program, a requirement for them, Bechtel won't even hire them unless you have some of these basic certifications. So both of those will be very good. 49 and 50 kind of talks about entry-level wages. And the employment growth on the patient care technician, statewide 16% increase, in Lower Oregon Valley 21%. So the need's there, the jobs are there. Shows you the entry-level, mid-level experience. I will say that most people, when they go entry-level, they end up going into other areas, and so they might not ever reach the mid-level or the experience because they end up going into something else. But it is a decent wage to begin with. The pipe fitting is on the next page, page 50. And it shows the statewide employment growth there, and 13%. There's no real statistics available, but as I mentioned, just what's happening in the LNG industry is significant. And so a little better wages as you come out, and fast moving probably on those. Page 51 shows the breakdown of the cost and the share of the cost between the Las Furnas CDC and Workforce Solutions Cameron. We would train 88 students. We would put in 150, and they would get the grant for 150. And then the next page is really, I think, is important. On page 62, it talks on return on investment. You know, what is our 150,000 get? You see the average salaries there and the number of trainees. With the return on investment on the patient care technician, $1.3 million is pretty significant. And then on the pipe fitters, 2.4. So together, $3.8 million in return on investment from us training and getting these people certifications to be able to get a decent job and move on in their career. It is a lot of money. We've done it once before. It was very successful. We thought that now's the time. Our CDC goals are helping our existing businesses. I think we do a lot. Jeffrey's really focusing on that. We're still trying to get new businesses. That's a harder fish to catch, but we still attempt that. you already do a lot of quality of life projects with the parks and with the trails and with all of the events that you support. The Conjunto Festival's one, rodeo, the 4th of July Festival, last Thursday, the Halloween Festival, all those are quality of life things that you do. The other piece to it is training, and so this kind of completes what economic development's about in community and getting people trained so that they can go out and get decent jobs and support their families. Be welcome to answer any questions, myself, Jeffrey, or
I have a question.
Ricardo.
What exactly is a pipe fitter? What do they do in case somebody has to
Things that we don't know how.
fit pipes?
Great question. I would say put two pipes together, but
Good evening, board members. My name is Ricardo Trevino. I'm the Director of Industry Relations over at Texas Alamos College in Brownsville. It's a great question. Consider a pipe fitter an individual who's working with industrial materials to create a pipe that's either going to be running water, gas, some type of material that might be corrosive. So you see them a lot on the oil fields. You'll see them a lot now here locally, thankfully, because of the LNG plant. So they do a lot of the industrial work to get those pipelines ready to go.
and those,
You can't purchase it in a company that can build it. Is that?
That's right. So yeah, either there's a lot of companies who are fabricators, so they'll get a project, fabricate it, and then ship it out. And then there's a lot of companies that will bring in the individuals and they'll fabricate it there.
which the LNG plant does the fabrication on
Yeah.
site.
Uh-huh.
And they told us when we did a tour last time of how many feet of pipe there was in just one section, and now they're going to 5 and 6. It is mind-boggling. I can't remember what that number is, but it's an unbelievable amount of feet of pipe that are in those LNG plants.
It's truly a high demand career. I wanted to add in the presentation some of our key companies that are hiring constantly are graduates. We're at a point right now, thankfully, where those individuals are getting hired before they complete the training through us. So Kiewit is coming in from Ingleside and Corpus, picking up a few and saying, I want this, and this. Bechtel is there too to say, well, I'll offer more because I want them to stay here local. And then we do have a company out of McAllen as well, I Love Fire Protection, who is also placing them in jobs across Texas.
Yeah, I remember the program, when they started that welding program at the high school.
Push the button, please.
When they started the welding program at the high school, I mean, now, they hire them, like you said, before they even finish school, they're
Yes.
hiring the welders.
Yeah, and I think that for the longest, the Valley produced a lot of welders, right? And I think that right now there's an overflow of people who are very good at welding. And this introduction of pipe fitting has really put us on the map now because there's not a lot of schools that are doing pipe fitting. I'm glad to share that the individuals that are running my program are people with more than 20 years of experience who have been out there in the field. So are individuals who learned, by doing. So now they're coming back and with passion training those who are going to be going into this field as well.
I have a question.
Yes.
Jackie, go back to that slide. Now, I'm old and half blind, but it says we propose that Los Fresnos CDC establish a training tuition fund for training Los Fresnos citizens. I just want some assurance that we don't train somebody from San Antonio or Harlingen, because TSC is in Brownsville, it's not.
That's right.
If it's here locally, well, we can say, hey, well, we know
sure.
who's going there, but we're trusting you with a lot of money, and I just want some assurance that there's a vetting system in place that makes sure that we're training our own citizens.
That's right.
Because this is our money, and we want to spend it on our family.
That's right, yes. So all the funding that comes directly from the CDC will be set apart to only train individuals from Los Fresnos. When it comes to the funding from Workforce Solutions Cameron, they'll train individuals within Cameron County. They can't assure that they're all going to be from Los Fresnos, but the commitment that we make is that all of the engagement of community will happen here. So hand in hand, what we'll do with our team is we'll put together open house engagement events so they can learn about the opportunity that's available, and we'll vet them to know is their purpose, is their plan to be able to get a job. Because at the end of the day, the grant is that pathway for them to train and then be placed into a good paying job. So definitely those are steps that we are taking, just so that I can share with you guys as well. We're also I'm doing this with the city of West Loco as well, the city of Brownsville. So different programs, right? But the commitment is there that the funding that is provided by the CDC will only be used for individuals out of Los Fresnos that have a Los Fresnos residence here.
Okay, that's my only concern with the program. I think it's great, it sounds good. It's logical, it's proven, so I don't have any questions or doubts about it. I just want to make sure that it does go to Los Fresnos citizens. And if that's your assurance, then if it doesn't happen, we'll see you later.
I have a
I'm just
question.
curious.
So how do you select this cohort of students? And does the program begin when you have the full number of trainees? How does that work?
Very good question. So we vet all of the individuals that are going to be coming in. The very first step that we want to know is their purpose. So is their purpose just to do it for enrichment, or are they actually planning on going into this field and working? Once we realize like, hey, you know, my plan is to start working, then what we vet is to see, do they have the commitment of what it takes for them to complete that training and be able to be certified? Because the certifications are going to open that door, but definitely we want to be sure that it's an individual that's hungry to be able to get into a career and then start working. So those are part of the first steps that we take when we meet these individuals that are going to be interested. When it comes to starting the training, I believe there's a slide in there. The last slide will give you a breakdown of a potential plan as to how this will look like. Traditionally, our training courses when it comes to the pipe fitting program will be 10 weeks long. 4 days out of the week for 4 hours. So we ask them to make the commitment of showing up every day. We really push them to complete that training, because if they start missing dates, then they start to fall behind. When it comes to a practical training like this that is very hands-on, if you miss a day, if you miss 2 days, you're already behind. You're gonna have to put in the work so that you can get to grinding those pipes, fitting the pipes. So definitely it's a big effort when it comes to the vetting process, but this is just to paint a picture and an idea of how that will look like. Going with the first cohort in pipe fitting starting in possibly February, finishing off in April, but by that time we're already recruiting the next group that's going to be coming in, and it's going to be joining the April cohort, and then again during the June cohort. For the patient care technician is a little bit different because it is longer. It has a lot more certifications. There is a very rigorous background check. Again, for the same reason, we want to be sure that if you're able to pass that background check, our promise to you is that we're going to do everything that we can so that we can help you place you into a company that's looking for skills that those individuals are going to be learning. But it starts with the vetting. We need to be sure that they're able to pass that background check first.
Regarding the evaluation and vetting, I guess, what are the processes as far as, do you have an oral board with them? Do you communicate with them and ask them, or how does that
Yes,
work?
so we have a recruitment team that engages with them. So it looks a little bit different. I'll start with the patient care technician. With the patient care technician, up front and center, we'll talk about the background. We'll talk about the drug testing. Those are steps that they're going to need to complete prior to them even entering the program. With that in mind, we'll do an information session where they get to meet the instructor, they get to meet what it's going to be all about, and that's really where we go from having a list of 60 individuals that are interested to those 10, 15 who now realize like, oh, I'm gonna have to be drawing blood. I'm gonna have to be taking care of a patient. So it paints a better picture for them before they actually start. When it comes to the pipe fitting, it's a little bit similar, but it doesn't involve the background check. In this case with the pipe fitting, we're gonna be testing a few things. Their commitment for them to be able to work and complete the program and their math skills, because pipe fitting does involve a lot of math.
So what is our responsibility of the city of Los Fresnos to choose, or is there a sign-up list, or how are we gonna select? Those kids on their own, they go to the college and say, I wanna get involved with this program, or they come to you first?
You want to address that? We've done it.
Yes.
We've done it different ways before, but
I'll share an example how I'm doing it with other cities. When it comes to the CDC, it's really a collaboration between, here are the individuals. We're putting it out there. We're setting an event where we're gonna share with the community about this opportunity, and it's a collaboration where we'll bring our team here. Our team will speak with them about these opportunities. From there, we take in part what the CDC is saying. Hey, there's 10 individuals, we think that they're very good. We'll sit with them, we'll go through the review process of their skills, see if it's a good match for them, and then we'll go back and forth saying, hey, it looks like Johnny does meet the qualifications. This is an individual that's very strong that we think we can make it in either pipe fitting or patient care technician. And once that gets approved, we take the next step so that we can register them for the class.
and we'll push it out from the CDC and the city here so that we hope that it's locally. They'll, like the last time, there was a few from other areas because of the part that the state puts in and the match. But for the most part, it was everybody from this area that went through those programs.
So it's not just the city, it's more like the district, because we have a
Yeah.
big district,
Yeah, it's
but the city itself is kind of
Los Fresnos-
small.
We call it the trade area, which ends up pretty close to the school district. Yeah.
Age limit, is there kids that are already out of high school?
For the requirement of minimum age, there is a age requirement, especially when it comes to the patient care technician. You do need to be at least 18 years of age in order for you to get in there. Mainly, again, because you are going to be working at a hospital, there's certain certifications that you're going to need to receive, and that is tied to a specific age. When it comes to the pipe fitting, 17, really, that's what we allow to come into the class so that they can train. But just for reference of employer, what we've heard from employers, they are looking for someone who's 18 and older. So they're welcome to train. We can train them at as young as 17, but the employer is really drawing that line to say, are they at least 18 years of age? And then typically that's where we see.
High school diploma?
So when it comes to the patient care technician, they need to have their high school diploma or GED. When it comes to the pipe fitting trade, they do not need to have their high school diploma or their GED.
And then fortunately, the school district's doing some for the training, the 16, 17 years old in similar type of stuff, so that when they turn 18, they've got their certifications already, which some programs that they already have to be able to meet the younger age group. And this is the older ones maybe that are been out 5, 10 years and woke up and said, oh, I need to be
Just
doing
to-
something, and
to paint
and
a
gives them
picture-
a certifications.
Just to paint a picture, the general age of our students are typically between the ages of 23 to 34. A lot of these individuals already have a career, and they just decide like, hey, this is not working out for me. My second kid, my third kid is coming in. I got a mortgage. I need a change in my life, and that's really who we're seeing that we've been training more recently.
I do have a comment. I mean, I think it's a great program, but I don't understand how it ties into the CDC portion of it. I mean, I would say this is a big amount of money that maybe can be used towards giving grants for businesses in the area, or for even, training for jobs that are in Los Fresnos. I mean, that's just my thought. I think it is a great program, but I think it's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a fair comment. because we don't have an LNG plant in Los Fresnos. But we do have residents that live in Los Fresnos and that buy groceries in Los Fresnos and go to our grocery stores and trade in Los Fresnos that need a better job, a better career. And so that's how it ties to the CDC, is overall improvement of the education and certifications of our population, so that then they can spend more money in our businesses.
I got a comment.
But that is a fair statement. It is.
The wage scale, projected wage scale that you all put up, those are very good, very handsome wages for somebody from down here. My experience has been that I know a few pipe fitters. Hey, how you doing? Well, yeah, I'm good. I just got back. I've been working in Philadelphia or in Pennsylvania. Okay, and the next time as well, I'm in North Dakota, or I'm in West Texas, and I'm here. But these people come back, and they come back to the city because big city wages in a big city don't go as far as big city wages in a small city like here. So what I have seen is that we train our local people, they get this talent, they go out, they have knowledge, skills, and abilities that are marketable in other places, and then they earn their living over there, they make their money over there, their wages, and the benefit of it is, generally speaking, they don't pay hotel, they don't pay meals, they don't pay, everything is covered for them. So what we're seeing is that income coming back to our community. That was my concern too. We're spending a lot of money, and what are the assurances that these people aren't just going to move to San Antonio? I don't know about the health field, but on that pipe fitting field, generally speaking, that is not, well, you go to North Houston, that's where all the pipe fitters are, and they all do the pipe fitting there. Pipe fitting is everywhere. It's required everywhere for sewer, for plumbing, for petroleum, electrical, chemical, so oil fields, offshore. So these people, what my comment is that these people generally will go work outside our area, but their home base is here in Los Fresnos. And I had the concern too that it's a lot of money, but I think and that's why, to me, it's important that we not hire somebody or not train somebody from far, San Juan, Alamo, or Harlingen. We want local people because our return for the CDC is going to be those people bring the wages back home to here. Those are my comments.
Yeah, and if we didn't have the LNG plant here where people can stay locally, or I think Allied Fire, there's a lot of McAllen workers that would still live here or potentially live here and work there because they work all over the valley. This one wouldn't probably be on the page. You understand what I'm saying? It's on the page because of the opportunities and needs that are here currently.
I would just like to say that, the thing that I look at is return on investment. Obviously, what is it going to do for our economic growth? And if you look at the numbers there on page 52, you'll see where it says total annual ROI. So you have average annual salary times the number of trainees, and that gives you that total. If you add those two totals from patient care technician and pipe fitting, you're going to get about close to 3.8 million. So 3.8 million, 150,000 goes in there 25 times. So you're getting a 25x return on investment for those people that are going to be able to have the opportunities to work, and that's per year. And then out of that money that they're going to be making, that income, 40% of that is hopefully going to come back into our economy. And that's where you see the CDC's portion on the ROI that's going to come back in. And if they're not going to be working here, and I mean, if we're not going to capture those jobs for our residents, it may be people from Brownsville, San Benito, Port Isabel, and so on and so forth. And we can capture our residents in our surrounding areas, which are the undeserved areas that are kind of far out, that are harder to reach, giving them opportunities to get a high-paying job for contracts that are for like 6-7 years of guaranteed work.
So what happens if you don't gather that amount of trainees for the program?
They keep trying, like we did last time. We had one delayed a little bit because we didn't have enough people, and we delayed that until we got enough to fill the class. It was another 2 or 3 months.
So the funding, you still collect the funding in January, but then depending on how many students actually sign up for the program?
They won't collect the funding until the class is done.
Okay, until you have the
Yeah,
cohort
it's-
of students to start, okay. I see.
And on the high demand job training grant, it does expand for that year for us to be able to train these individuals within a year period. What we like to do though is be upfront and center and start as soon as we can. I think that with the start of a new year, we're going to be seeing a lot of people who are looking for those careers. Just to paint a picture, I mean, I work very closely with Bechtel, and we know about the demand that they have at their local office in Brownsville, and it's a high demand. A lot of the individuals that are not going into these jobs, 9 times out of 10 is just because they don't have that NCCR certification, and they do have the skills. It's just that they're pending that certification to be able to get them in. Our curriculum for our pipe fitting program is really tied directly to Bechtel. So they do review our curriculum, they do know what we're looking for, and that's part of the reason why we've been so successful in placing these individuals. When it comes to finding the people to be able to join, right now, our next class for community training starts in January. We have an overflow for Brownsville residents, so we have to put them in the back burner to say, hey, if somebody drops, you'll step in and we'll add you. I think that in collaboration with the CDC, the effort is really going to be in promoting it here in the city and being as present as possible so that we can educate the public about what pipe fitting is and the opportunities for jobs that are available after they complete this training.
Hopefully, we can put it on our website.
Yeah,
Hello, lady and gentlemen of the board. Can you guys hear me?
yes.
This is Dan. I'm at home doing, through Zoom.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, Dan, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, great. Thank you for that. I just want to make a comment. I appreciate all the comments you guys are making. I think you have brought up some real facts. Yeah, Mr. Juarez said he would like for us in his city, for these programs to be available for the members of our city, and I think that's very important because that's what we do, right? We're promoting our city. We're trying to help our city. And then Claudia's comments, similarly, that she wants to promote our city. I can't recall the exact words Claudia used just moments ago, but I just wanted to bring some up for you guys to consider. I like the program. I think it's a good program, but I wanted to make reference to Article 5 of our Articles of Incorporation. And let me just, if you guys just allow me, let me read this to you for, it's a small paragraph that I want to bring up in case you don't have it in front of you. So what Article 5 says is the purpose of the corporation is to promote economic development within the city and the state of Texas, and in order to eliminate unemployment and underemployment, and to promote and encourage employment in the public welfare of, for, and on behalf of the city. and for parks, auditoriums, learning centers, open space improvements, water, sewage, street drainage, athletic and exhibition facilities and other related improvements. So, and it goes down a little bit further, but it gets off course just a little bit. But the beginning of Article 5 kind of covers all this. And I guess one of the questions, I believe Claudia asked something along the lines of how does this pertain to our city? And how does this pertain within the purview of the CDC? And that's right there identifies how it pertains to the city to answer that question. And I mean, I think it's a great program. You know, I am very concerned as well that the city benefit from you know, our community members benefit in unemployment and underemployment for this very specific purpose. And you know, there's a small chance that this might come across as some kind of discrimination or something. Somebody might feel like, hey, how come I don't qualify? You know, I live in Brownsville, but I went to Los Fresnos High School, and those things are things that will have to be ironed out in the future. But to answer that question, Article 5, if you guys have it available, or I just basically said it, that's how it applies to us in the CDC, and how this program is within our umbrella, just to answer that question. You guys have any questions for me or concerns?
Yeah.
No, I don't believe so.
I wanted to mention too that, you know, we worry a lot about numbers, but when we're getting 88 people, we're only putting half the money in, so that's the way the grant works is 44 have to be, we want 44 at least to be from the Los Fresnos proper area. The others might be one from Port Isabel, might be a little bit overflow from Brownsville or San Benito, but because they actually put in, the state puts in the other 150,000. So it was the same way we worked the other grant. And if I remember right, it was between 70 and 80% from the Los Fresnos proper area of those. So it works out. I know you're concerned about that, but it works out the way we promote it. And I don't remember last time, Jackie, we put it on Facebook, we put it on all kinds of trying to get it out there with people, and it just works itself out. If there gets to be too many from other places, they know that, hey, we need to do another class somewhere else. And so that helps them too.
And just to add to that, our other partner is Cameron, Workforce Cameron. So Workforce Cameron is supporting us with the residents of Los Fresnos as well. So they're going to be here, even though that funding is separate from the funding that the CDC is providing, they're still going to be here to recruit and to help promote the program. Because at the end of the day, we're all three of us, we're carrying that weight of make this a success. So definitely, they also play a big role in promoting it, putting in their social media, spreading it across their centers as well, in case that a Los Fresnos resident walks into the center in Brownsville, walks into the center in Harlingen, then they can redirect and say, hey, you're from Los Fresnos, here's an opportunity for you in these two separate programs. So that's also a big collaboration to make this a success.
Yeah, I agree. If you guys can hear me again. Now, if there's any more adjustments that we can make to a service agreement to satisfy all our requirements, hey, I'd like to hear them too. But overall, I think we are in compliance with Article 5. So, and I think it's a good thing for our community.
You mentioned something that I think is very important. One of your last words was social media. We don't want to depend on the person that got certified, that got a job in Pennsylvania, that's coming back and forth and bringing the money home. We don't want to depend on him to spread the good word. The good word is the CDC put me through this. We want our webpage to cover that. We want our media, the people, the triggers people that are doing that, we want that to cover it. Because you know, one guy talking versus our website reaching thousands. It's almost a must-have. That's my comment on it, that needs to be worked together with Cameron Workforce, TSC, and with CDC, but also our website. It needs to be broadcast. Would not depend on one guy to do our bidding for us. Those are my comments. Any
Yeah,
further
and if we
comments?
can just, stick to the screening process and hope to help our community as much as possible. I think that's important in this case.
I think, just to create clarity as well, when we do, if we decide to move forward, as we sign that MOU, that is something that we can add also in there. Are there reports that the board would like to see, right? I can give you an example. Part of what I'm doing with the city of Westlaco does include a report that I provide to them every quarter to let them know this is how many people registered, this is where they're at, this is, if we've already completed, this is where we placed them. So it creates a lot of clarity between the three parties so that everyone knows what happened to Johnny. When Johnny was already completed pipe fitting and he's currently working at Bechtel, Kiewit, or somewhere else, and this is how much they're making. So I work very closely with my career services department so that we can gather all those data, because I agree, we really are looking for those success stories. And I think that as we work together to celebrate the success of those individuals that go through the program and get that job, that's going to be a huge win for me to report as the college, but as well for the CDC to say, hey, we were the ones that brought this to the city, this opportunity for people to be able to connect and be able to benefit from it.
You saw a great example by the Conjunto Festival. Mr. Nunez come back and report to us. Hey, you gave us some money, you supported us, and this is what we did. And that's exactly what
Yes.
we'd like to hear. And I like what you said about quarterly reports,
Yes.
or even you coming back at the end of the class and giving us a report. Listen, 27 guys
Yes.
started, 24 finished, you know. They're out there working, all of them, something along those lines.
Yes.
Just so we hear back from the recipients of what we contribute. So, anybody else have any further comments, questions, discussion?
That the university, the college was TSC, it's a college, considered a college. They always do an excellent job
Thank you.
teaching our kids, keeping track of our kids, and making sure that they're successful and that they complete. It's not just give me the money, give me the kids, and we'll see what happens.
Yes.
That's not the way it works.
Yeah.
And you guys do an excellent job. I just want you to know that.
Thank you.
Any further questions, comments, discussion? If not, do I hear a motion?
Just want to say, great points brought up on this matter, and a lot of ideas, and I'm looking for success on it. I'm going to go ahead and make the motion to approve or to partner with Workforce Solutions, Cameron, for a high-demand job training grant program delivered through the Texas Southmost College. I believe the amount is for $150,000. Is that correct, Mr. Mann?
Correct.
Is that 150,000 per program or for both programs? Total, okay.
Yeah, for both programs total.
Do I hear a
And I'll
second?
Motion.
And I'll second that motion, if you can hear me. Dan Alvarez, I'll second that motion.
Okay, there's a motion and a second that we partner with Workforce Solutions Cameron for a high-demand job training grant program delivered through Texas Southmost College in the amount of $150,000 total price. Questions, comments, discussion? That being the
Well,
case?
one more comment. This is a big project, and yeah, we'd have to just kind of monitor closely and see what kind of feedback we get. Whatever mechanism, hopefully we can put a mechanism in place so we can monitor it and see if we hit our target. So let's just not fire and forget. Let's try to monitor it somehow and keep tabs on it to make sure we're meeting our goal. Because in the future, as our city grows, I believe we're going to have other opportunities as such, and we have to learn from this one. is all I ask. Let's try to monitor it closely.
In the MOU, you should have some kind of, agreement on how to, check the progress, have progress reports periodically on how we're doing with the program.
Okay, sounds great.
We'll do that.
That being the
So we
case,
got a motion and a second.
all in favor, say aye.
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 Ayes have it, it's unanimous. That concludes our action items. Going to Section E, report by General Manager. Under 1A, Veterans Memorial, B, Pool, C, Economic Development Coordinator Report, 1, Business Engagements and Events, 2, Regional Corroboration and Workforce Development, and 3, Strategic Planning and Funding. Mr. Milo.
I'll take care of A and B. The Veterans Memorial is this Saturday at 10 a.m. If you can be there, it would be great. I hope it's going to be nice. Due to the government shutdown, we will not have a flyover. It's a bummer, but blame whoever you want to on that. But it will be, I think it'll be a nice event. Things we have planned, I hope it'll be very good for our veterans and moving program. And then something people can be proud of for years to come. The next thing is pool, the same thing, you know, that's the piece that y'all do is quality of life, and it's really nice, the things that they upgraded. Pool was built in the mid-90s, and so it's 30 years old. It was time, so really upgraded some things and make it something that we can be proud of. You probably didn't see, but I mean, the doors were metal, so the bottoms of the door were all rusted out, and it just looked old and worn out. So looks really good now, and something to be proud of. And Jeffrey, if you can go on to your items.
If you'll follow along with me on page 55, go ahead and just go through this report for the month of October, or yeah, for last month. Los Fresnos Business Circle, it's been very successful. There's a great team of local leaders and great feedback from the local business community as far as what they expect, you know, from the CDC and how we're helping them. They've learned a lot from each other and from the resources that have been presented to them. From this last one, they're already working together with Beacon, I believe, to further the knowledge and the education from local businesses as far as how they can continue to grow. Also, like leadership development, there's leadership development as well, training that they're taking part of. So we've already seen really good results from the last 2 business circles, and we expect to continue that momentum with a 3rd business circle this month, which we're going to get together and discuss this week. Taqueria El Cien, they were really really receptive towards the event. They were very welcoming, created a great environment, and so just wanted to point that out. I did, yes, sir.
Before you move from there, to touch on what Claudia mentioned a while ago about this is where I see something we just approved on training is as the business community meets. I think you mentioned leadership, and there's been some other things that were mentioned that you and I discussed that maybe be something that we could bring as training for existing businesses, like leadership development, customer service. I mean, you can just take the gamut, and where we're providing some training for folks that need new jobs, we can also provide training for businesses that can take wherever they are in their business and take the next step. So I think that's something that we can fund as well in the future, when you determine from those meetings what those needs are. And they might be varied. It might be, 30 people and 10 want to go in this direction and 10 want to go in this, and have different trainings for them. So I just wanted to throw that in there because it goes on to what you were saying is, what does that do for our businesses here? Well, that kind of thing can help those take another step, and maybe something that they have not had instruction on or classes on before.
Thank you. I will deliver flyers, continue business engagement, talking to local businesses. There's some businesses that I would like to see show up to these events, so I take opportunities to go visit them whenever an opportunity comes up. And promoting the Veterans Memorial was an opportunity to go do that, so I went out and delivered some flyers. Regional collaboration and workforce development. I did attend a couple of events on the same day. Workforce Commission grant awarded. They had an award ceremony for CTE programs in Cameron County. There, I got to talk to a few people about workforce, and what they promote is kind of like the what we presented today on the collaboration with TSC and workforce to take advantage of the grants. Our CTE program here in Los Fresnos is really impressive. At that event, I got to see a couple of Los Fresnos students go and accept that award, so that was good for Los Fresnos. It's a win for us. I did attend South Texas Manufacturing Association lunch and learn meeting. Got to learn a little bit more about the Port of Harlingen. There's a lot of people who don't know that Harlingen has a port, so it was really interesting to hear what they're planning to do there. I did engage with organizations to explore their website, which we presented today. CRM, which is customer relationship management softwares and tools to keep track of all the businesses, their phone contacts, phone numbers, organize the department so I can better manage all those interactions and facilitate meetings and such to keep in mind what businesses need so that I can help to provide that support and do the best job that I can. Marketing support as well. We do need to market Los Fresnos. We're a very well-known town for our schools and our police. Fire and EMS is, from what I hear, second to none in Cameron County from Cameron County Emergency Management. So I'm really excited to move forward with that. Strategic projects and funding. Continued outreach, working on some projects that I would like to bring up in the future to improve the quality of life. I just have to find some funding, and I'm constantly working on that, talking to potential sponsors for some projects that we can do here in the city. I meet with small business owners to talk about expansion plans and job creation. And some of what we talked about today, we have some businesses that are constrained in growth, and I'm hoping to find a solution with some of the training programs that are being offered by some of the resource organizations that are coming to the Business Circle events. Explore opportunities, highlighting city attractions. I do want to highlight some of the attractions that Los Fresnos has, which are outside city limits, but they draw people from other areas of the valley and even up north, Corpus, Houston, and such, to come down to see the safari wildlife, check them out, and the only winery we have in Cameron County at the moment. So that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Rosas. Any questions for Mr. Rosas? That being the case, time is 7:29, 1 minute short of 7:30. Meeting adjourned. You guys